मैथिली आ जाएगी बजाने या माता जी
मैथिली
हो गया ना। सॉरी आप गाइड भी कर रहे थे पहले मैथिली बजा लेगी पहले कर लो लेट हो जाएगी। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी
जय कुंज
गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी
गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी गिरिवर
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
All glories to the assembled
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
All glories to the assembled
Hare
devotees.
Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutabad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshadarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpale Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kriva Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Dheyam Sada Paribhavagnamabhishtadoham Tirthaspadam Shiva Virinchinutam Sharanyam Vrityarthiham Pranatapal Bhavakhipotam Vande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatirna Kalau Samarpayitumunnato Jvalarasam Swabhakti Shriyam Harihi Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitaha Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vahasachi Nandanaha Hantaya Madhirabala Haridasa Varyo Yad Rama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayo Stayoryak Pani Asuya Vasakandara Kandamulaihi Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
I'm very grateful for being given this opportunity to serve in this way. Prabhu might feel much comfortable. No, I know that. Please, be good for the back. Back has a mind of its own, right? Thank you. I'm very grateful, my obeisances to all the leadership here in Sun Atlanta for giving this opportunity. All Srila Prabhupada disciples, my prayers at the lotus feet of all of you, and especially gratitude to Sanatan Nitai Prabhu and Namras Mataji and Vamshi and Naranji. Will be the team anyway today. So I'm very grateful. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and we pray so that we can please our acharyas. It's their Vani we are discussing. Everything is cut, copy, paste. Copy, paste. What can we cut? Isn't it? And what can we hide? What can we not attribute? It's all acharyas' Vanis. Songs are theirs, tunes are theirs, material is theirs, ours is just a sankalp. So, but hopefully we can please them and we can inspire all of us and also affect the purification of heart here. Rupa Goswami is describing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu practice and perfection. Practice is called sadhana, perfection is called sadhya. In sadhya there are two categories. Prema, which is, as they say, toote nahi tutta. If somebody wants to break it, it won't break it. That's how the definition of Ujjwal Nilamani is given. Sarvatha dhvamsarahitam. Dhvamsa karanyepi. There is all the reasons to break it, but it does not break. That is prema. And bhav is its small kiran. But bhav too is special. Because while in prema, everything gets established quite clearly. Our sambandha, what is Krishna, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Parikar, and our position in the Parikar, that gets established. But in bhav you get the trailer. Little bit. One saint in Vrindavan was telling us, listen, if just you can see by some fortune the tip of the sari of Radharani in your imagination, in your meditation, you will be unconscious for 7 days. Good luck. But you would love that unconsciousness. All the vitamins and the minerals will be obtained in that meditation. And so the person won't require any food. So bhav stage is also very elevated. Now sometimes when we talk of bhav, it appears to be just psychological condition. Some bhavuka, sentiment. Correct. As the Hindi word bhav or bhavuka means sentiments. But this bhav is a technical word. It is a stage prior to prema. And Rupa Goswami explains that it looks like a psychological condition, but it's not. Avirbhuya manovrittau rajanti tatsvarupatam. Manovritti means psychological state. Avirbhuya, the bhav descends. Rajanti tatsvarupatam, ghul mil jata, it mixes with that. And it appears to be like a psychological, but it's not. Swayam prakash manopi, swayam prakash rupapi, bhasmana prakashyavat. The bhav itself enlightens everything. But because it gets mixed up with the person's current psychological condition, it appears that that's a psychological. So sometimes we discount it. But we must not. We do not know who is at what caliber. Sometimes even inadvertent slips can be harmful. Rupa Goswami is in meditation. Perhaps this meditation would be in a forest near Kusum Sarovar, Pushpavana. Radharani is going to pluck flowers. And Kana is, yesterday we sang, Bako Hridaya Heta. Teda, Baka. So he goes up the tree and he wants to do a little fun So he goes and dips down the branch which has the maximum number of flowers, because he knows that the probability of plucking the flowers from that branch will be high. So Radharani plucks the flowers, wants to pluck the flowers, but the flowers are little up, little at a height. So Krishna ducks down. Radharani wants to pluck, but Krishna knows that to pluck those flowers, she would also have to put one hand. So Radharani holds that branch and she's plucking, but Krishna then removes his lotus feet. And the lotus like Radharani is now Jhulan Radharamana. Jhul rahe hain. She is now hanging. Rupa Goswami witnessed this in his meditation. Now this is full movie going on. This is the prema stage. Actually, these are all parshadas. They even go higher up than prema also. So Rupa Goswami is having this meditation and he smiles, laughs. What happens? A Vaishnava was passing by who was
lame.
Now in Sanskrit language we have the words are full of blessings. In even languages which are derived from Sanskrit, the words are generally full of blessings and not full of little bit katapiti as they call. In the sense they are always positive. So we don't say you close the shop. In Hindi what we say? Dukaan badha di. I don't know there is an equivalent in English or not. But we never use these words, and therefore we never say that somebody is lame or handicapped. We call it Divyang. Divyang. The person has transcendental limb. Perhaps it is true also, because I have seen those who were maybe not endowed with a particular limb, they get 4x strength in the other arm.
Yes.
And those who are not having the eyes, we don't call them blind, but we call them pragya chakshu. People who have chakshu, which is full of pragya, great jnana. So Bilva Mangal Thakur was not blind, he was pragya chakshu. Surdas was not blind, he was pragya chakshu. And it is about Bilva Mangal Thakur, Surdas also. A lot of stories are there. Sometimes the stories get intermixed together. That he fell into a ditch and Krishna came and he could figure out that it is Krishna. He's holding Radha. Krishna was saying, मैं बाबा के पास नहीं जाऊंगा. I will not go near Surdas. वाकी पकड़ बहुत. He may be blind, but all his energy is now in his hands, and he will capture me really strongly. Radharani says, you are too crooked. He is worshipping you. Please go near him. Take him out of the ditch. Day and night he is crying about you, singing your songs. So Krishna goes, and Surdas has captured or caught his hands really nicely. But Krishna is also chhadiya. So leaves the hand and Surdas sings, Baah chhuda ke jaat ho, Nibal jaan mohi. Baah chhuda ke. You are going away by shrugging off my baah, hands. Because you think I am nibal. Nibal means without any strength. Hirday se jab jaoge, sabal jaan main tohi. If you will be able to, you can go now, shrugging off the shoulders or hands, but try to go out from my heart. Then I will consider you strong and full of strength. We were discussing some time back, perhaps we did that in Seattle also, some were envious of Surdas. And they thought that daily he says that Thakurji is dressed like this, Thakurji is dressed like that, maybe he is not blind or he's just doing the tukka, you know tukka, hit and trial. Anyway, the clock which is broken gives the right time twice a day. So maybe, until now it is working out. So today they thought, let's test him. So what did they do? They dressed the Thakurji in all the 4 directions. Digambar. So they told Surdasji, Surdasji, what are you able to see? And so Darji can see. He is Pragya Chakshu, which means he can see Krishna, although not seeing the material world. He does not want to see the material world. Dekho Thakur Nangam Nanga. He's thinking, just look at the Thakur, he is completely naked. They were all short circuited. They just bow down to Surdas and said that we are extremely sorry. So such is Pragya Chakshu. So there was this Divyang. This Divyang is watching and he thought, hey, he's laughing at me. He took an exception, he took an offense. And all the movie, light off. No movie. And Rupa Goswami was shocked. Of course, that person went away. He goes to Sanatana Goswami and Sanatana Goswami said, this might be due to aparadh. Yesterday we were talking about Lala Babu, how he had Rag and Dvesh in the heart. And Rag and Dvesh is there, Thakurji's Leela won't come. Yeah. So Sanatana Goswami said, let's do one strategy. It's called centralized strategy. Do a Jhara Bhandara. We talked about Kupan Bhandara and Jhara Bhandara. So Shri Krishna is Jhara. Shri Krishna pastime is Jhara Bhandara for conjugal pastimes, isn't it? So do Jhara Bhandara, invite everybody. Everybody was invited and they figured out one person has not come. Which means he might be the one who is offended. So Rupa, go to him, beg forgiveness. Once the forgiveness, this interaction happened, then again the Leela started happening. So even with Rupa Goswami, of course this is pastime for Rupa Goswami, but it's a teaching for all of us that when in doubt, give benefit of doubt. Yeah. It happened with Rupa. Look at that personality who in South India, a Brahmana, Vipra, who was uneducated, opening Bhagavad Gita, not able to even read verse, and Mahaprabhu said, you have obtained everything. So it would be harmful if somebody would see him, Ayyo, you don't even know Namam Vishnu Padaya, ya Padaya, ya Pudaya. Sometimes they are different things, and those who may know Sanskrit may start tick, tick, tock, tock. What's the use? If it helps us, if we have wherewithal, we can learn and use in service. But that does not give us license to
criticize others.
To proliferate offenses or think ourselves superior, isn't it? Mahaprabhu said, great, you have achieved everything. So whether it was Rupa Goswami, whether it was this Vipra, or whether this is the modern day that lady in Delhi, she was worshipping Laddu Gopal. She's nicely worshipping Laddu Gopal and people think some screw is Dila, some knob is off. Daily she is, daubing, as they say, Laddu Gopal with different itra, right? So there is a whole tradition of using different itra in different season. You know the itra for summer? Sandalwood, rose. Rose is all season itra. And if you go to a lot of heat is there, then you use khas. In winter you use hina, shamama. And in the autumn you use pacholi, like that. So Kevda is, I think, rainy season also. I think, but
it's very nice.
I haven't done not even BTech on that. So in Pushti Mart there's a big tradition of using different itras. So here is this lady totally after Laddu Gopal and then worshipping him, and one fine day the Laddu Gopal falls. Sometimes it may happen. One saint was saying, Gir gaye to gir gaye. If it has fallen, he has fallen, what can be done? You lift him up. But she was shocked. She said to her son, call the doctor, something has happened, he must be treated. And already they were thinking that she has few knobs loose. Maybe some more knobs have gotten loose. So, but they have to entertain, or at least that much culture was there. So they got a friend doctor saying that you just act out, everything is okay. And he brought a stethoscope. He got the stethoscope. And he was also thinking, where did I land myself into? Anyway, let me do some drama. But Krishna knows how to do the drama. We think that, what is that saying? Man proposes,
God disposes.
but sometimes we also do that. God proposes, man disposes. God is doing a lot of proposals around us in terms of bringing us close to Krishna. But I think that's more true. God proposes, man disposes. Because we do our gallop, gallop, gallop. Shivaji Maharaj, Ghode par chale. Shivaji Maharaj came down of the horse. In the middle, what we do?
Gallop.
Gallop, gallop, gallop. So the person came and put the stethoscope on the heart of Laddu Gopal, thinking that, okay, I'll just act. Maya, it's okay, don't worry, I'll prescribe some medicines. But he heard what? Love, dub, love, dub. His knobs became loosened. He said, I don't know about you, take this stethoscope, I am going to Vrindavan.
Harivamsa.
This is a true story. So we don't know who is there at what level.
Yeah.
And those who are at that level don't mark it. That's a big problem. In fact, that's good. And hence it is important to give benefit of doubt. Sometimes people may be around us very, very advanced, but we may not be able to take advantage of their association. So one fine day, one of my friends told to me that, Prabhu, let's do the memorial program before the person dies. Why? So that at least we'll come to know the glories. Imagine person is living, we hide him somewhere. Memorial program. Assume that the person has left and we sing the glories. We'll come to know. Oftentimes simple devotees leave their bodies and then sannyasis glorify them and we thought, Arey, that person was just living, she was just making garlands and was she so advanced? We didn't know that. So how is that thing? Krishna can inject that bhav, or rather Radha can inject that bhav in situations unimaginable. Anybody here from Andhra Pradesh? Okay. Wow. Acha. Well, in Dallas it would be like more, all the hands. So then somebody told me, Prabhu, that's why we call Dallas as Dallas Purama.
In Seattle also say.
See? So this was this district officer in Andhra Pradesh, district education officer in Guntur. There's a place in Andhra Pradesh, and I don't know now in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. But he was a district education officer, worshipped Durga, and then Durga came, I think in some form gave him Radha Mantra. He started chanting Radha Mantra. This story is exactly like Brihad Bhagavatamrit. Gopakumar is chanting Radha Mantra, given to him by, or Gopal Mantra given to him by Kamakhya Devi. So this personality is chanting Radha Mantra and Radha appears. Sir, what are you doing here? Can you worship me in South India? Here only Bhudevis and Shri Devis are there. Go to
Vrindavan.
He goes there. Does a voluntary retirement 3 years before his age of retirement, perhaps 62, I'm guessing. So it's 59. He goes to Vrindavan, lives until 102 years of age. Becomes a proponent of Radharani's bhakti. So much so that, let's go to South India. Establish a Radharani temple near any Vishnu temple. Perhaps he did that too. Where did he come and settle? So we have Gopeshwar Mahadev, and I learned from Prabhu there is Yadav ki lassi, which is equally famous than Gopeshwar Mahadev. So near that Yadav ki lassi and Gopeshwar Mahadev, there is an area called Badi Kunj. Kunj actually means a bower of leaves and plants. But Kunj has now come about to mean in Vrindavan a pocket of area with the Kunj gullies. There are not many plant cover remaining in Vrindavan, downtown at least. So this place is called Badi Kunj and there is a place called Andhra Ashram. Imagine, right? You go outside streets and people sing, Sudhe Sudhe Chalo. And inside you go the Andhra Ashram, Kuncham, Kuncham, Chala Bagundi. Where did I come? It's Andhra Ashram. They have a beautiful deities of Radharani. Only Radharani. And all around pictures of Ashtasakhi. Everybody, Telugu, you'll get puliyogare, you'll get curd rice, you'll get sambar, medu vada. And there is an old lady in that temple. She happened to be only 15 years of age when she moved along with her guru to Vrindavan. The name of guru is Radhika Prasad Maharaj. His Samadhi Mandir is there, his Vigraha is there, and this lady is still living, old lady. And she sings beautiful Telugu bhajans in glorification of Radharani.
So her guru was the government officer.
Yes.
Who had darshan of Radharani.
Yes. Radhika Prasad Maharaj. He would go to Gaudiya Math, he would come to ISKCON because he would want to see Radharani's deities. And he would mine Vedas. Where are the references of Radharani? We don't know. I mean, we can think that, oh, North Indians know Radharani, South Indians don't know Radharani. Well, Radharani is Radharani for everyone. She can do her magic. So this is the first thing Rupa Goswami is telling us in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Bhavo pyabhava mayati. If you have bhav, it will become abhav. How? Krishna preshtha paradhata. If you do aparadh of somebody dear to Krishna, if you have bhav, it might become abhav. If the aparadh is big, it will become, from bhav it will go to abhav. Abhasatam chashanakair. If it is a little aparadh, middle category aparadh, from bhav it will become bhavabhas. Bhavabhas means sometimes bhav, sometimes disappearing, sometimes there, sometimes not there. And if it is very little, then it will become nyuna jati yatamapi. From madhurya you will come to dasya. From madhurya you might slip to vatsalya. Because in madhurya you have everything, all the, objectively speaking, all the rasas together. So quite a slippery slope. Hence, when in doubt, give benefit of doubt. Sadhana, sadhya. Sadhana is of two types, Vaidhi and Raganuga. This was our discussion yesterday. Three things define any particular sadhana: impetus, method, qualification. What? Impetus, method, qualification. The impetus for Vaidhi is Shastra. The method for Vaidhi is Shastra. Qualification is Nati Sakto Na Vairagya Bha. Not to attach, not to detach. Heart should be soft. For Raganuga, the impetus is greed. The method is scriptures. Of course, specific scriptures which we'll talk today. And the qualification is to get the desire, to get the bhav of those one is aspiring for. What is this greed? Greed can be general greed that, oh, I like Krishna's pastimes. But here we are talking about specific. That, oh, I like to follow in the footsteps of Rupa Manjari. We are talking about Vraja-bhakti Janadishu, or Madhumanga, or Yashoda, or Nanda Baba, or Sridam, Subal, so many Vrajvasis in Raktak, Paktak, Ratrak, Raktak, Patrak. So in Dasya Bhav, in Vatsalya Bhav, in Sakhya Bhav, or Madhurya. This is specific, isn't it? When we hear Tat Tad Bhav Madhuryadi Shrute Dhi Yad Apekshate. What? Idam Mama Bhuyad. This should happen to me. They are playing Holi. Come on, I should be there. I am here doing tak 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 tak. Space bar. I'm spaced out. Get me there. Hili nili phag paras par khele. Hili mili phag paras par khele. Shobha parani na jai. Shobha parani na jai. Braj mein hari hori machai. Braj mein hari hori machai. What are we doing? Chori machai. So we feel idam mama bhuya. This is the golden three words of Vraja-bhakti, which is such a contribution of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. If in essence, what is lobh? It is idam mama bhuya. After hearing the madhurya, the sweetness of all the pastimes, isn't it? Now we need a little bit more unpacking about the causes of this lobha. Okay? We talked about impetus is lobha. Method is still scriptures, certain selective scriptures, and qualification is okay, I not need to get that bhav. So how do you get that lobha? Not by a Lobha 101 course or Raganuga 101 course or a YouTube new course of 5 parts. Like discover yourself, DIR, discover your rag. May not work. It comes through Krishna tad bhakta karunya labh matrika hetuka. Krishna or tad bhakt. Now we said Krishna,
Too long.
we don't know. Jealous lover, how he comes, when he would come. But tad bhakta.
Yes.
Which bhakta? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Keshuchit Guru Mukhat. Guru is that ideal Vaishnava whose shelter we are taking. So sometimes from his mouth, hearing pastimes and sitting and serving him, the raga will hop. Or hearing and serving a Vaishnava who has that
Wow.
bhav. Or, now this is such a great hope for all of us. If sufficiently the heart is purified, automatically the lobh will arise. And this is especially true in our parampara. Chant, chant, chant. Everything will be revealed. Naam is like a zip file. What happens when we click on the zip file? Ta-da-da-da-da, all the files happen, right? So you keep clicking on that. It takes a while for it to open, but then when it opens, it is Roop, Leela, Gun, Parikar, and your position in that Parikar. And that's why one singer says, Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan payo. Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan payo. Vastu amolik di mere Satguru. Vastu amolik di mere Satguru. Kirpa kari apnayo. Kirpa kari apnayo. That's this author is saying that Vastu di amol. Amulya Vastu. What? Naam. To one saint, somebody came and said, nothing is happening. What should be done? I'm not able to meet with my teachers, etc. And I'm nothing is happening. Those perhaps not chanting properly, because otherwise name would be revealing all the things which is required to be revealed. The next steps, the end of the next steps comes from the end of the name. It reveals. One saint was in Kamadgiri. Chitrakoot, there is a Kamadgiri mountain. It's a wonderful mountain, and people do parikrama like Govardhan. Govardhan of Vrindavan, Kamadgiri of Chitrakoot, and Arunachalam of, in Dakshin there is Arunachalam, right? Ramana Maharshi would stay there. So, this devotee would do Kamadgiri parikrama. Then his guru comes from Vrindavan, Ramanandi. And this guru is lying down and he's massaging the feet and crying. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. No anubhav. So many years. Movie is not starting. No anubhav, no experience. What should I do? Guru looked at squarely in his eyes, like I'm looking at Ayansh. If nothing is working, you should give it up name. What is the point of chanting something or having a practice if it is not giving result? Give it up. The person started trembling. He said, please, you can ask me to do anything else, but don't ask me to give up name. Then the Guru woke up, lightly patted him on his cheek and said, Baba, you got everything. You have the anurag of the name. What else do you need? isn't it? And our acharyas also came to instill this faith in name, isn't it? Arunodaya Kirtan 1. What do we sing? Udila Aruna Rabha Dvijamani Goramani Jage Bhakata Samuha Loilo Sache Gela Nagar Bhaje. What? Jivera Kalyana Sadhana Kam Jagate Asiye Madhur Naam Avidyati Niratapana Rure Hidagagane Viraje. Keep playing. I brought this Madhur Naam. And what you should do, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, Krishna Nama Sudha Koriya Pan Jurao Bhakti Vinoda Pran Nama Vina Kichu Nahi Koa Chaudha Bhuvan Majhe. Then Jiva Jaro Jiva Jaro Gaura Chandra Bole Kota Nidra Jao Maya Kisha Chira Chole. I think Kota needs it. It's saying don't sleep in the lap of Maya. Take what? Eme Chiyo Shadi Maya Nashi Varolagi. I brought this Aushadi, not Tylenol, not paracetamol, or kya khate hain. COVID time there were too many. Then what? Hari Nama Maha Mantra Yao Tumi Mahi. But it might be repeated, right? Like that this saint was saying nothing is happening. So what does the author say? Janam janam ki पूंजी पाई, जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जग में सभी खोया वो, जग में सभी खोया वो, खर्च न फूटे चोर न लूटे, खर्च न फूटे चोर न लूटे. I have named, nobody gonna like, sir, 10 kilogram less. No, in fact it increases. Person's association and intention with the name, it gets refined. Prabhupada would say 16 rounds on the beats, infinite rounds off the beats. Srila Prabhupada gave us 16 rounds, which means if it is his word, if somebody does attentive rounds of 16 rounds and does the serves the Srila Prabhupada's movement, it is his guarantee, that's it. But then Prabhupada also said, if you have time and inclination, isn't it? We all have different inclinations. So suppose we are sometimes somebody can do more service, somebody can read more, and somebody can chant more. Isn't it? Prabhupada, Burijan Prabhu said, can I chant more? Prabhu said, who is stopping you? Isn't it? And kharche na loote, chor na loote. दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो, दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो, ज्योति मैंने रतन धन पायो, पायो मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Mirabai are singing about the same thing. In fact, they are all singing about the same thing. Name. So this line from Vraja-bhakti-candrika is telling Guru Mukhat or from Bhakta Mukhat or this ka Chitta, the heart has been purified and the best purification Mop or scrub is holy name. Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna Sharira Salilasya Yatha Sharat. And he likes name. You know, if we are going in a mall and somebody calls, Natalie, you will turn around, right? We like to hear our names. He likes it a lot. In fact, that's what gopis are also singing. Golokera prema dhana Hari Nama Sankirtana. So they are singing Hare Krishna mantra for when they are swinging the date thing, not deities, there it is Radha Krishna. They are singing what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. And as the Shuddhikaran keeps on happening, this is the 8th stanza of the first chapter of Vraja-bhakti. We talked about there are 2 chapters. It is Champu style poetry mixed with prose. And this 8th stanza, he says that Yatha Yatha, as the purification is happening, heart is getting clear. Tatha Tatha Pashyati Vastu Sukshmam. It's a very Sukshma Vastu. Right now, many Sukshma Vastu only we can't see. This is beyond any Sukshma Tara, Sukshma Tama, Thakurji, isn't it? The method remains still the scriptures. And Vishnu Chakri Thakur gives an example. Suppose you have a desire to drink milk. Now it's olden days, otherwise now we will say Amazon, Alexa. In some homes when we say like this, Alexa wakes up. I hope there is no. Okay. What did you say? Alexa, who is Radha? I'm not sure what did you say. So go. Vishnu Chakri Thakur is saying if you desire to drink milk, just go and milk the cow won't suffice. We need a upay. He says that tad abhigyata janakritopadesha vakyopeksha syat. To do that work, the upay to do that work is also needed. Just go and milk the cow. No, that won't work. So what you have to do? Vishnu Chakri Thakur is quite interesting. He says, well, bring the cow, bring the grass. Step 1, bring the cow. Step 2, bring the grass. Step 3, feed the cow. Maybe step 3.5, stay safe. Then coddle the cow, here. And then finally milk, gharr marr as it happens. And then drink. So we all need this method. Who will tell us this method? Scriptures. So even for the Raga Bhakti, even though we theoretically understand, still we require a step-by-step process, isn't it? Now what are these scriptures which tell us, isn't it? So he has given a general understanding that we need scriptures. What scriptures? First and foremost, Srimad Bhagavatam. Because an important aspect of this bhakti of Rag is hearing about Krishna. And which is that grantha, that scripture which talks about Krishna's pastimes. Srimad Bhagavatam. It first prepares us all the 9 cantos. It creates a whole palace or the soil of Tattva. And on that soil we start planting the Krishna Katha seeds, isn't it? And then by Shravanadi Jala, it grows into a plant of Rag. What are the other granthas? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Vishnu Chakri Thakur says Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is a commentary on the section of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu only. Now he zooms in to that particular section of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the 3 verses which become the foundation for the practice of Raga. What? The 3 verses which become the foundation for the practice of Raga. So far we have studied theoretically. What is Vaidhi? What is Raganuga? Yes, Raganuga also needs scriptures. Now, not only scriptures, it needs a method, isn't it? This method is given by Rupa Goswami, but Rupa Goswami didn't elaborate. He just wrote these 3 verses, went ahead. Vishnu Chakri Thakur thought, maybe I should wait and write a commentary on it, isn't it? So he says, and we repeat together, Krishnam smaranjanam chasya
Krishnam smaranjanam chasya
preshtham
preshtham
nijasamihitam
nijasamihitam
tat katharataschasaut
tat katharataschasaut
kuryad
kuryad
vasam
vasam
vraje sada
vraje sada
sada always live in Vraj, if physically, else mentally. Because the anchoring for Vraj is more important than living in the Vraj. The hankering must precede the Vrajbas. Mahaprabhu also said this. Anyera hridayaman mora man vrindavan. Anyera hridayaman mora man vrindavan. Mane vane ek kari jani. Mane vane ek kari jani. Mahaprabhu saying, Anyera man. Shivaji, gallop, tuduk. But my man is Vrindavan. For me, mone act kari jani. My man and one is the same. In Braj there is a common saying, if you are 51, go to 1. 51 means? 51, go to 1. Which one? This one, Vrindavan. So might be a yardstick to think about. And mone ek kari jani. For me it is just one. Kuryad vasam vraje sada asau. This person therefore should do what? Krishnam smaran. Remember Krishna. And asya janam. Who are the jan of Krishna? Madhumangal, Lalita, Rupamanjari, Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Purnamasi, Mukhara, Jatilatu, but that's okay. But which janas? All of them? No, that won't be specific, that would be general. Nija, Preshtha, Samihitam, the bhav should be same. Gujaratis make dal with sugar. And sugar, S of sugar changes into S of spice in perhaps Andhra Pradesh, right? So different rasa. So, and devotees are particular. Maybe some were Gujaratis in their previous life. They are born and they have sweet tooth, no. Sweet jaw, no. Sweet mouth. Sab mein shakkar nahi to bura, nahi to gud. Nija preshta samihitam. That bhav should be the same. And we can choose, right? We feel inclined. That's called the chemistry match, isn't it? Tat katha rataha. Rataha, you become rataha. Rata means involved in that like anything. In tat katha. Those kathas. Of those sakhas or those sakhis. Isn't it? Okay, that's nice. How should we do it? Next verse says, Seva sadhaka rupena
Seva sadhaka rupena
Siddha rupena chatrahi
Siddha rupena chatrahi
Tat bhava lipsuna karya
Tat bhava lipsuna karya
Vrajalokanusaratah
Vraja-bhakti.
Now the word smaran has been used earlier because he says raga-nugayam mukhyatvam ragasya manodharmatvat. The mind has to be involved and the dharma of mind is smaran, thinking, isn't it? We think about a lot of things. So mukhyatvam ragasya manodharmatvat, because the rag, the attraction, is mind's dharma, isn't it? And that's why to put it, mind has to be engaged, isn't it? Because man ka dharma is rag, and therefore the marg of rag should engage that man in thinking. So the smaran is given here. How? What should we do externally? This is seva sadhaka rupena. Externally, with our external whatever body we are given, we act like sadhakas, following in the footsteps of the Sadhak Brajvasis. These are called paradigmatic individuals. What? Paradigmatic individuals. The ideal examples. For us it is Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, followers of Srila Prabhupada, and other examples, Gauridas Pandit, other saints, isn't it? As sadhaka. But what should be the meditation? Siddha Rupena Chatrahi, the Brajvasis, following in their footsteps. Like Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Subal, Gauridas Pandit, isn't it? And Tattad Bhavalip Suna Karya. This external, from the external sense or the internal sense, the idea is to serve, isn't it? Everywhere service should be done. To get that bhav, lipsuna. Lipsuna means we are eager and we act therefore in that way. Tattad bhava lipsuna kar vrajalokano saratha. Still we are following Brajvasis. We are following Brajvasis in our internal meditation as Rupa Manjari, and in our external sadhaka form we are following their activities as sadhak rupas like Rupa Goswami. Yesterday we were saying, right, or today morning we were saying that there are double identities, double roles. Rupa Manjari is Rupa Goswami. So in our internal meditation, Rupa Manjari. In our external activity, we follow Rupa Goswami, how he was chanting, how he was contributing in the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And likewise, Srila Prabhupada also. But should we leave now Shravan? Now it's thinking meditation, right? Should we leave Shravan, Kirtan? Should we drop it? Should we stop chanting? No. Next, last verse of this methodology. Shravanot Kirtanadini
Shravanot Kirtanadini
Vaida-bhakti-uditani tu
Vaida-bhakti-uditani tu
Yanyangani cha tanyatra
Yanyangani cha tanyatra
Vigyayani manishibhi.
Vigyayani manishibhi.
All the manishis, all the learned people say that Shravan Kirtan should not be stopped. Smaran should be Shravana Purvak and Kirtan Purvak. Because if the Shravan is not there, what rumination of pastimes will be? And if Kirtan is not there, it will not develop the Adhikar. Naam should always go on. So just imagine how beautiful this Paddhati has been given to us. As sadhakas, we mimic or we rather follow in the footsteps of how Chaitanya Charitamrita, they were enacting these nice food pastimes, right? How Mahaprabhu would tell, hey, make sure he gets fed properly. What do you like? Baklava. Baklava was not there maybe. Shark. Okay, feed him shark. Or what do you like? Dal. Feed him dal. Mahaprabhu would know. Service attitude. Then there was this devotee who would hide behind and steal the Mahaprasad of everybody. We can try to do that also if we don't get beaten. But Chaitanya Charitamrita, when all these Vrajvasis have come down as saints, are enacting these pastimes, and we can act, right? How to properly prepare for devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Nitya Leela, he returns from the forest. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First stop, Advaitacharya's home. Advaitacharya is saying, Ki Jayo Jayo Gaura Chate Arati Ko Shobha. What are the deities of Advaitacharya? Madan Gopal Ki Jai. Then they get fed and they turn around and start singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Next stop is Nityanand Prabhu. Janavi Tatavani Jagamanayoha. Deities of Nityanand. Banke Bihari Lal ki jai. I'm serious. Banke Bihari. And then they turn around and start doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shivastakar. What are the deities? Lakshmi Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki jai. Then whole ritual repeats and finally goes to meet Shachi Mata. She feeds very nicely and then they sit down and meditate on Radha Krishna's pastimes. It's quite emblematic for all of us, right? How we can act as sadhak group, and they are showing how they are internally meditating on Brajvasis too. So externally, we imagine this beautiful food, cooking, serving, distributing pastimes. And in our internal, we are thinking, oh, Krishna is being served by Radha Rani and all the gopis, Maya Yashoda and Nand and Rohini. Nand Bhava is not there. And that's why it's a joking full eating. Eating full joking or joking full eating, we do not know. We'll find it out. Radharani has cooked amazing feast full of all the Vyanjanas, and Govind Lilamrit and other texts describe in detail all the ingredients used. Some of us were doing the editing and we were just stuck on words. And there are so many sabjis which we haven't heard. Sometimes you have to literally Google what it is called in English. Taro root. Pumpkin is used a lot. Krishnani Comedy, which is written by Kavi Karnapur, he describes all these lists of Vyanjanas. So she has cooked and she is like super efficient. Dressed in white, she removes all her jewelry, right? Because you want to eat kofta, not ringed kofta. Right? What is this? That seems to be a golden ring and a kofta inside it. So all the rings and the ornaments, and maybe the mothers can think about this also while cooking. In Vrindavan, when the major cooking happens, it is recommended that all the detachable items should be detached first before the cooking. In fact, when we also sometimes dress Thakurji, the ornaments might hurt. And when they make dress of Thakurji, they sometimes avoid putting buttons also. Unless it is in a position which will not hurt Thakurji. In fact, there's a way why Bagalbandi became popular. On kurta, it is worn like this, right? So it passes the mouth and there is a possibility of breathe. So we may get in an impure state. So they have this Bagalbandi where you have to wear like a shirt. So Braj has this own ways. So Radha Rani has to take off all the jewelry, she's dressed in white, and then all the Rupa Manjari, everybody is helping and somebody is looking from behind. Who is that fellow? Krishna. Then the food comes, they are served, nice prasadam, but Krishna is not eating nicely. Because he is afraid, he keeps calling Madhumangal Bhojan Bhatta. And if now he eats more, Madhumangal will call him, you are Bhojan Bhatta. Bhatta means expert. So, food is going on and Madhumangal starts his tantrums. Krishna doesn't know how to eat. Subal, his name is Subal but he has no bal. Sridham, I think he likes to fast. Only person who can appreciate prasadam is me. And you are giving me little, bring it on, bring it on. So, Krishna gets little agitated. He thinks that this talkative fellow, he thinks that just by talking more, you can show your wisdom. So he dumps all the items in his plate into Madhumangal's plate. So Madhumangal starts eating, but he is also Bhatto. His brain lies here. So he tells Maya Yashoda, oh, this is so nice, bring me yogurt. Bring me yogurt. While they are bringing yogurt, he tells everybody, look at Kakadiya Bandariya, she is focusing on my food. Please, ward her away. The moment everybody looks, he transfers all the item into others' item. This is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writing. Then no sooner yogurt comes, he says, oh, I have no time for yogurt, drink here. Then Baldev says, but oh, what is happening? You seem to be relishing. Okay, what is your theory about prasadam? He says, my theory of prasadam is that all the ashtasattvic vikaras happen during prasadam. Before prasadam, during prasadam, after the prasadam. That seems like a new theory. We thought that vibhav, anubhav, sattvika, sanchari, sthayi bhav give us the rasa. You think prasadam gives the rasa? How? Says, very easy. When prasadam is not there, I have ashru. When prasadam comes, I have romanchakam, passion. Not single, taranga bhajo. Then as I start eating, I get vaivarnya. The color of my body changes. And no sooner I have finished it, I get murcha. All the ashtasattvic vikaras. This is the internal meditation. This cannot be mimicked. Better not. Some people did it. They had to pay the price. True stories. 2 days before, I think 2 days before, maybe Nirjal or some Ekadashi, one brahmachari was found in a temple near the boxes of donuts. Unconscious state. Thinking that the Ekadashi would come. Then this I heard from a very pramanik source, a genuine source, that somebody ate so much of halwa that he had to be hospitalized, operated to take out dal. That's too much. So please, those pastimes cannot be mimicked. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, in which they are nicely serving, glorifying the devotees with 5 mouths, and serving the devotees, that is in sadhaka roop. That is in siddha roop. Method is the scripture. And this internal meditation then gets refined and specific. Now the question arises, what sort of meditation it is? It's just thinking about the pastime, or do you have to think something more about it? In other Gaudiya Sampradaya, and here we are getting a little technical for 2 minutes, but it's required because the content is like that, although we'll try to simplify it. In other Gaudiya Sampradayas and other Sampradayas too, there is a sense of giving a Siddha Pranali, a Swarup. You are, in spiritual world, X person wearing white dress of Z color with alpha, under the alpha gopi, doing the beta thing, so on and so forth. 11 forms. This is Siddha Pranali. And the Guru gives it, and sometimes it could be changed also. There was one person in Vrindavan called Vanamali Das. And Vanamali Das, the Guru says that you are a gopi. So he went and started meditating, came back. No, I am a Sakha. The Guru said, oops, error correction, you are a Sakha. And he perfected his Sakha form. His wife also perfected the Sakha roop. And they had 2 daughters. They also perfected the Sakha. And they would dress as Sakhas. You know how in Gopashtami, girls dress as Gopas? So they would roam. Yeah, she's here. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Like this. Amazing. This is coincidence or planned, we don't know. And we would call them Chote Bhaiya and Bade Bhaiya. These 2 girls who had perfected their internal meditation as a Sakha, were going around in a gopi dress, were called in Vrindavan as Chote Bhaiya, Bade Bhaiya. But this was when the Guru had given it. In other lines, it's not given. It is meant to be revealed by Naam. So especially in our line of Bhakti Siddhanta and then Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Varga, name. Name will reveal everything. And even if, Indra Prabhu would say, even if somebody has given somebody Siddha Pranali Rupa, still he has to work because it's still theoretical, right? Yeah. Suppose somebody tells somebody that you are a gopi, then it's still theoretical. It has to be realized. Yeah. Just like Dehinosmin yatha dehe komaram yauvanam jara. We know we are soul, but we know only. We don't know. Isn't it? It's still theory. So whether the Siddha Pranali is given or not, name has to be taken shelter. So in our line, it is name which will reveal. But what kind of meditation we should do then? What kind of remembering? That's the question still there, right? So here our acharyas give different things, or rather explain a whole buffet. One is called Manasi Seva, another is called Leela Chintan. What? Manasi Seva, Leela Chintan. Manasi Seva means like how that Brahmana was serving in nectar of devotion. He is thinking now the Lord will come, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come, I am making kheer, and the kheer, all the rice is nice, and then let me touch whether it is hot. Oops, it burnt. So what he was doing in his meditation, he was serving, right? That is seva. And some of the acharyas and other sampradayas say that for doing manasi seva, you need to have quite a knowledge about your form. But in our sampradaya, we don't focus too much. We don't focus on the Siddha Pranali, isn't it? So, our acharyas, many followers of Srila Prabhupada, say that then Leela Chintan can be done. What is Leela Chintan? We heard a particular pastime, we keep hearing, right? And we get so much time during the day, we can do rumination, like a cow. Not like a monkey. We were saying, right? Monkey takes one banana. He puts it here, collects it here, collects it here. Why? Because he is afraid. He's afraid here, afraid there. And then when nobody is there, he is doing like this. And this comes in the mouth, he eats it. That's quite ugly. Cow does it nicely. She eats everything, goes in the stomach. Shravan, then it goes inside. Then she brings it out, nicely sit and doing meow, meow. That's rumination, isn't it? Jugali. So we hear, then we discuss. Maybe we'll catch our spouse. Baitho. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Repeat. Or ask our son and daughter to repeat what we heard. Isn't it? Otherwise, they come here and maybe they will evaporate in the black hole of our minds and the subconscious mind, but we bring them out. So that's ruminating. And this is what all our acharyas are also telling. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Mama mana mandire rahanishi Krishna Murari Sri Krishna Murari Bhakti Priti Mala Chanda Bhakti Priti Mala Chanda Tumi Niyo He Niyo Chitananda Tumi Niyo He Niyo Chitananda Jivana Marana Tava Puja Niveda Jivana Marana Tava Puja Niveda Sundar hai man hai. That's man, right? Sundar hai man hari. Krishna does not repeat himself a lot. In fact, Sanskritists do not repeat themselves.
Yeah.
Because ardha matra laghavena putro savam jayate. By reducing half a matra, Sanskritists get the joy of a birth of a baby. Now, why would they reduce matra? Why would they say more? But Krishna repeats himself. There are certain concepts which he repeats in Bhagavad Gita, and certain in Bhagavatam. There are concepts which are repeated from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam also. One such is watering the root of the tree. In Bhagavatam is repeated. Another is do your job even imperfectly than doing
Somebody else's job
perfectly. Why? Because when we are doing our job, obstacles come. Then we think, hey, let me change it. Let me do something else. That's a big trouble. The obstacles had come to
Purify.
purify and develop the grit. But then we start doing somebody else's job and it looks nice. Oh yeah, I'm excelling, but it might be a disaster. So Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Swe Swe Dhikariya Nishtha Saguna Parikirtitah. According to your adhikar, doing something is guna. Viparyayastu dosha syat. Doing opposite is dosha. For me, this is guna and dosh. There is third idea which Krishna repeats, and that's the idea of wasp and insect. What is the wasp doing? Kitah peshas krita ruddha kudyayam tamanusmaran. Kudyayam, in the wall there is a hole. The wasp comes, captures the insect, puts it inside the hole. Now inside the hole, the insect is thinking, Samrambha bhaya yogena. Samrambha, anxiety. Bhaya, fear. He or it is thinking. What happens? Vindate tat swarupatam. It comes out as wasp. Prahlad Maharaj is saying it. Krishna repeats it. Almost verbatim with few words changed. In Uddhav Gita, he says, Kitah peshas kritam dhyayam kudyam tena praveshitah. Now, Thakur is a little baka, right? So he says, he will become wasp without even changing the body. How is it possible? Mind has completely become wasp. And where the mind is, it's just a matter of time we'll get that body. Purva rupam asantyajan. Without even leaving the form of the insect, it has become the wasp. Smaran is that so important. That's what Prabhupada will say. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That's the main thing. Rest everything is gymnastics. If the gymnastics are not producing remembering Krishna, nothing is happening. So, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, right? Mama Mana Mandire. And our Ashtachap is also saying the same thing. Hari Teri Leela Ki Sudhirave. Hari Teri Leela Ki Sudhirave. Keep playing. Sudhi means remembrance. Whole day we are doing so many things, we might be hearing so many things or doing so many things, but what's the end thing? At least that Sudhi should come. Remembrance should come. That's the thing, isn't it? Kabahu ka nibidati mera alingana. Kabahu ka nibidati mera alingana. Kabahu ka pik surgave. Kabahu ka pik surgave. The author is saying sometimes in that remembrance I am tightly embracing Krishna or embracing that particular individual to whom I want to follow. Kabahuka pik. I am singing like a koel, isn't it? He is wanting that should happen. And Kabahuka nen mundi antaragat. Kabahuka nen mundi antaragat. Manimala pehrave. Manimala pehrave. Paramananda Prabhu Syam dhyan kari. Paramananda Prabhu Syam dhyan kari. Aise virah jagave. Aise virah jagave. Leela ki sudhi aave. Hari teri leela ki sudhi aave. So, both the author, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Parman Das, is saying that the remembrance should happen. Mama Mana Mandire. What does that mean? That we should remember. And that's an important part of the Raganuga because Manodharmatvat, Ragasya Manodharmatvat, the dharma of mind, man, is Rag only. So in the rag marg, the mind should be engaged, but with Shravan and Kirtan. This discussion opens up a wide landscape of Vrindavan. Because everything in Vrindavan, the Vraj-bhakti, the Vraj Ras Upasana as they call it, is Raga. They have different details, but they are all very, very similar. In fact, Vrindavan as a construction, as an excavation, the second excavation, the first excavation was Vajranaga. Excavation 1.0. Because the Aprakat became Prakat and Prakat left. Aprakat is all everywhere. It came outside the Parda, became Prakat Vrindavan. Then it left and went inside when Krishna wound up the pastimes. But they left few things like Govardhan, Yamuna, Brajraj. That's called Drishtavan or Drishyaman Vrindavan. Aprakat, Prakat, Drishyaman. And Vajranath created a city around Drishyaman Vrindavan. That's called Bhauma Vrindavan 1.0. But it again got unmanifested. So the 15th century came, 15th and 16th century, where we say it was a storm of songs. One scholar puts it that way. Sab hai, Meerabai coming, Mahaprabhu coming, Pushti Marg is coming. In fact, there were a lot of Telang Brahmins. All the acharyas were Telang Brahmins. Vallabhacharya, Telang Brahman. Nimbarkacharya was Telang Brahman. They all came to Vrindavan. So the Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0 was a joint excavation by 6 Goswamis, Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, right? Then there were Ashtachat, 8-sealed poets, Surdas, Kumbhandas, Chief Swami, Parmanandas, others. Then there were 3 Haris. Who were the 3 Haris? Harivyas, Hariram Vyas, Swami Haridas and Hit Harivansh Mahaprabhu. In fact, Hit Harivansh Mahaprabhu is an interesting story. He was born in Badagram, which is in Vrindavan Braj Mandal, although his father was employed by Humayun. So, well, he was born and then he was worshipping Navarangi Lal in the childhood and he took sannyas and left. He goes to a place where an Atmadev Brahman is there and he is worshipping a deity. That deity is Radha Vallabh. This Radha Vallabh deity is not an ordinary deity. None of the deities in Vrindavan are ordinary. Radha Vallabh deity is the personal deity of Lord Shiva. Atmadev Brahman is worshipping Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva comes. What do you want? I need the dearest of, what do you like? Your Vallabh. I want to have the thing which is dearest to you. He didn't give Parvati. He gave Radha Vallabh Lal. Radha Vallabh Lal came. And then see how Krishna acts. He comes in the dream of Harivansh Mahaprabhu saying that you marry the 2 daughters and take me as dowry. He also comes to Brahmana Atmadev and says that you marry both the daughters to him and give me as dowry. Harivansh Mahaprabhu is saying, Abhi to chhod ke aaya hu. Now I have taken sannyas. You want me to not marry 1 but 2? He said, don't worry. These are my sahacharis or my sakhis, my gopis. They will assist you. They were assist, but all the upasana Mahaprabhu only would do. He was contemporary of Swami Haridas. And while all the Vrindavan, all our 6 Goswamis were renunciates, so Vrindavan still remained a village, or not a forest. When Harivansh Mahaprabhu came, one of the dacoits became his follower. His name was Naravahan. Whose Vahan is Nar? Whose carrier is men. But what happens when a dacoit becomes a devotee? Rest. Trinadapi Suneja, rest everybody. Now security guaranteed. So they started, all the householders started moving to Vrindavan. So Vrindavan started getting the colonies now. First of the colony was Dusayach, where Madan Mohan is there. And later became Dusayat. And now Dusayat is known for Banke Bihari Lal. So here is Harivansh Mahaprabhu doing his thing. Then 6 Goswamis are excavating what? Madan Mohan. Govind Dev, Gopinath, Vinodilal and Madhu Pandit. There Swami Haridas is sitting in Nidhuvan. And his nephew disciple, Vithal Vipul, is saying, now we can use a little bit Braj Bhasha, right? Swami, tu kahu ko nihar rahe ho hai? Swami ji, to whom are you? Now nihar cannot be translated. Whom are you? Maybe gazing. He said, you go inside that bower and bring him. So Vithal Vipul goes inside and brings the deity of Banke Bihari, which is a Jugal avatar. It's considered Radha Krishna. The deity comes and he sings, ऐसे ही देखत रहो जन्म सुफल करि मानो. ऐसे ही देखत रहो. I want to see you like that. Swami Haridas sings, प्यारे की भांति भांति जू के प्यारे जुगल किशोर ही जाऊं. There is a Radharani who is dear to Krishna. There is Krishna who is dear to. Well, Jiva Goswami also sings, right? Krishna prema mai Radha, Radha prema mayo Hari. Krishna prema mai Radha, Radha prema mayo Hari. Jivane nidhane nityam, Jivane nidhane nityam. Radha Krishna Gare Mama, Radha Krishna Gare Mama. Slowly, Banke Bihari worship is now establishing. And there is Hariram Vyas. He was the Rajguru in Orcha under Bundela Raj, Madhukar Shah. Madhukar Shah's kingdom was like this. After every 10 minutes there will be a ghanti. Ghanti baj gayi. Everybody would stop what they are doing and sing Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Imagine Prabhu in your hospital ghanti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he was defeating all the scholars and he goes to Kashi because that's the MIT and Stanford of the scholarship of Sanatana Dharma. He's defeating people right and left. They all go to Kashi Vishwanath. Kashi Vishwanath, do something. Kashi is the nose of India. Vishwanath comes and looks at Hariram Vyas, who is not carrying his laptop for doing the searching of the verses. We do it, right? Folio, vedabase.io.com. He was carrying bullock carts of granthas. Okay, open Padma Puran, 6th page, this thing. Such powerful memories. And Vishnu looked at him and said, Bhaiya, kya kar rahe ho? Bhaiya, what are you doing? Those words were enough. When a realized person even says few things, the gunpowder is so potent. Mrityu. Material life gone. Hariram Vyas thought, what am I doing? He realized his form as Vishakha. See all these acharyas, they are coming in different sampradayas, but see the mastermind Radha Krishna. Lalita in our sampradaya is Swarup Damodar, and Lalita in Nimbarki sampradaya is Swami Haridas. Vishakha in our sampradaya is Ramanand, and Vishakha Sakhi came as Hariram Vyas. Hariram Vyas is also, some consider him Radha Vallabhi, some consider him to be Gaudiya. And he just went to Vrindavan and started writing songs. Then there were Nimbarkis. Nimbarkis were Nimbarkacharya, quite worshipped in a very Puranic way. But in their line came few Vanikars. What are Vanikars? See, we have Bhagavatam, we have Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. But there are these some authors who translate these works into common languages. Like in our Sampradaya, who did common language translation? Narottam Das Thakur. He is the Vanikar. He writes Rupa Goswami's what Tasmad Guru, that take the Pada Shreyas, Diksha Shikshadi Shikshana. He glorifies the Guru in that way. Rupa Goswami and Narottam Das Thakur glorify him. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. He does it like that. So his Vanika. In Swami Hit Harivamsa was also Vanika. He just wrote in Braj Bhasha. Swami Haridas also wrote in Braj Bhasha. Hariram Vyas also wrote in Braj Bhasha. All the 8 poets of Pushti Marg, they also wrote in Braj Bhasha. And then Nimbarki, other Nimbarki line was Hari Vyas Devacharya. He wrote something called Mahavani. I'm just giving you a sense of how much was written. In fact, one of the songs of Mahavani we sing quite often in ISKCON. Can you guess? Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. And his guru was Sri Bhattacharya, Sri Bhatta Devacharya. He would say, Re man vrinda vipin nihar, Re man vrinda vipin nihar. Oh my mind, today will be like in theological terms, it's a comparative analysis of the Vraj Rasopasana Sampradayas currently active in Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Re man vrinda vipin nihar, Re man vrinda vipin nihar. This is actually what Vedvyas writes in Bhagavatam, right? Vrindavanam Govardhanam Yamuna Pulinani cha Vikshasi Ramakrishna. They became happy by seeing Vrindavan. So now he is telling, oh my mind, you also Nihar Vrindavan. Yadyapi nile koti chintamani, Yadyapi nile koti chintamani, Tadapi nahat pasar, Tadapi nahat pasar. You are saying in Vrindavan, somebody says that I will give you bitcoins. Today's Koti Chintamani is bitcoins perhaps, right?
It is Chinta. कब गिर जाएगा मतलब
कब गिर जाए? Stocks, stacks of stocks. Tadapi nahat pasar. Even more. Shri Krishna steps out of Vrindavan and says, come here. What do you do? Vipin Raj Seema ke bahar, Vipin Raj Seema ke bahar, Hari ko na nihar, Hari ko na nihar. Jai Shri Bhatta Dhuri Dhusar Tan, Jai Shri Bhatta Dhuri Dhusar Tan. If earlier we would go and do parikrama in Vrindavan, we would go in white, come back as matmela. Nowadays it's not there because we have the ring road, concrete is there. At least they have saved the track near Keshi Ghat. But otherwise, Parikrama Marg would wind Madan Mohan, then go to Ashtasakhi, and then go to Madan Gopal, and then go to maybe Radha Vallabh, and then go behind Topi Kunj. There is a place called Topi Kunj. वहाँ पे ठाकुर जी सबको टोपी पहनाते हैं, टोपी कुंज. Then comes back to Yamuna and then winds again and then goes to Keshi Ghat, Iglitala, Shangarvat. So it was quite a thing, but now they have made it whole circle. So much dust would be there that Dhuri Dhusar Tan Yah Asa Urdha, Yah Asa Urdha, Re Man Vrinda how Vrindavan would be in that 15th, 16th century. All these people are coming. Sri Bhatta Devacharya, Harivyas Devacharya. Where is the temple? We go to Loi Bazaar, we turn left side and then go to Nidhivan and Radharaman. Don't turn left, turn right. And as you go on the right, first you will have one chashma shop. You might want to remember this because the atank of monkeys is quite large in Vrindavan. So one should know where to get the chashmas, specs repaired. There is one near Radha Vallabh called Monu Chashma. And one as you take right from the Loi Bazaar. Then on your left hand side you'll see a palace. This is called Shriji Ki Badi Kunj. You enter inside, you will rise up the steps. Not many people come now. This is the peat of Nimbar Sampradaya in Vrindavan. And you see the beautiful deities of Anand Manohar. Right in the front. On this side you will see Nimbarkacharya and their Acharya who just left the body. Now there is a new Acharya, Prashant Saranji Maharaj, I think, who is a great friend of ISKCON. Gaurang Prabhu invited him when TOVP discussions were happening about all the sampradayas. He was the one who addressed. His Gurudev Shriji Maharaj would travel barefoot in Vrindavan all the time. Whenever he would reach Vrindavan, he will remove his khadao. This is a beautiful temple and they sing Mahavani there. Just like we do Hare Krishna mantra or Mama Mana Mandire or other bhajans or what we'll do nachos today. We have to do. They would sit in rows. They sit in rows. Few people this side, few people this side, facing each other and sing Drupad. And especially this song, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. So all these acharyas coming, but
Sorry. So in this song, then Hari Priya Swamini Shri. So that
excellent question. Hari Priya is the spiritual name for Harivyas Devacharya. It is said that he was Rangadevi.
What is the name of the deity?
Anand Manohar. Anand Manohar. Maybe during the Prasadam we'll Google and show. Some time back we were doing the internal Vrindavan Parikrama with some devotees in a setting like this. So there we used to show pictures of different places also. So Anand Manohar. So see what's happening. Different devotees are having their different rag upasanas, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now we'd say, what is the difference? Actually in spiritual world, there is no Tika Tilak, right?
Yeah.
There's only Gopi dress or the Gopa dress. There is?
Didn't Shavanan Pandit get that?
Well, but the Shaman Pandit got the Tika here, right? Now, if we go there won't be like a one section wearing our ISKCON Tilak or the other section wearing Pushti Tilak. The boundary is dropped there, right? All our Sakis Gopis, maybe the youth, not Y-O-U-T-H, but youth, the group is different. So some details are different. There is one detail which is quite startling, and can I take some more time?
Yes.
Or we'll
Yes.
complete next?
Hari,
No,
Hari.
the suspense should
Take time.
take. Okay, everybody with me?
Yes.
Hari
yes.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari, Hari.
As usual, we'll try to wrap by with 45. So, in different sampradayas, there is focus on different aspect. Like in Haridasi, Harivanshi, and Harivyasi. Haridas, Swami Haridas. Harivansh, Hit Harivansh Mahaprabhu. Harivyasi, Harivyas Devacharya. These are the three rasopasanas or rag margs in Vrindavan, very common now. And now you all are on YouTube, you know about it. Their focus is on Nikunjapasana. They do not have Vraj Leela, they have mostly Nikunj Leela. What is Vraj Leela? In which other rasas are present. Dasya, Sakhya and Vatsalya. In Nikunj, I'm still simplifying it, there are much more gradations. But in Nikunj Upasana, it's just Madhurya. However, there are two sampradayas which are similar and have both Vraj and Nikunj Upasana to much degree. See, in other sampradayas also, there is a little bit you will find of Aaj Vrishabhanu ke dwar. Something is there, but not a whole lot of focus. But in Gaudiya and Pushtiman, There is focus on both Vraj Leela and Nikunj Leela. So I would like you to consider this picture for an example. There is an image of Radha Shyam Sundar and there is a frame, isn't it? We spoke about this, the frame concept. The frame is the Vraj Leela, the rasas of Das, Madhurya and Sakhya. And the image is the Nikunj Leela. The presence of the frame enhances the image, isn't it?
Yes.
Because if the frame is not there, you don't know where to start, where to end. And some of the frames are very ornate. It further enhances the beauty of the image. This is how saints describe the comparison between Gaudiya and Pushti as in comparison to other Vraj Sampradayas. While they are focusing on the image, Gaudiya and Pushti focus on the image with the frame. And sometimes our Acharya says that because of the presence of frame, there might be an added sweetness of union and separation. There is not much separation in Nikunj, right? Radha and Krishna are always together. It's called Nitya Vihar. Some separation is there that one Radha Rani does a Sushma Man. Okay, hum baat nahi karte, like that. But then she is appeased. However, when the frame is there, when both Vraj Leela and Nikunj Leela is there, then what happened? Krishna goes to Nanda Baba and there the gopis are waiting. Then he goes to Gopi, there other friends are waiting. So it is union, separation, union, separation. And as Amrendra Prabhu was describing that day, every wedge of, it's such a beautiful thing, he said, union and separation cuts through the slag of prema. Prema increases. This is one explanation. Second explanation is given by Jiva Goswami in Krishna Sandarbha. He says the Gaudiya Leela, and for that matter we can say Pushti also, is like a river. The river is flowing. Imagine a whole day. First we wake up Radha and Krishna and the Nikunj, then they go to their homes, then Radharani is brought to Nandagram, she cooks. Then Krishna leaves for the forest. He plays in the forest where Dhanishta comes and brings the prasad. They does dishum, everything, pastimes happen. Then in the evening, he returns. While returning, he tells, I have some important meeting to do. He climbs up that, when near the Sanket one, meets Radharani, and then he comes back to Nandagram. They do his arti. Then he goes and milks the cows. And in the night, evening program happens. They have an evening program also where everybody, Nanda Maharaj says, okay Krishna, everybody likes to perform for you. Somebody is singing Nachre Amar Man. Somebody is singing Kiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande. And finally, Krishna comes to sleep, but he escapes from the window, keeping the pillows. Kids don't get this idea. But keeping the pillows, and he runs off to perform ras. This is like a river. But each of the pastimes here is like a lake, isn't it? So, Nikunj pastime is like a lake, and this entire thing is like a river. So, Jiva Goswami says, when we just focus on one Leela, say of Nitya Vihar, of course, in that also detail, the lake is quite deep too. That is called Mantropasnamai. What? Mantropasna. It's focused on one aspect. But when you take the entire Leela throughout the day, just imagine. Nowadays people have on YouTube, right? A day in the life of a CEO. Imagine, a day in the life of Sri Krishna. So, this a day in the life of Sri Krishna is called Swarasiki. What?
Swarasiki.
This concept just harmonizes everything. If there is a sampradaya just focusing on Ras Leela, that's Mantropasnamai for this entire range of Krishna's pastimes, isn't it? So there is no kind of tiff, right? Isn't it? Everybody is focusing on Radha Krishna Leela. Like there can be a Mantropasna Leela where Krishna is sitting like this. Kavi Karna Purna says, and all the kids focus because this might be interesting. Like we go to Goloka, right? Suppose Maithili we go there. Then Yashoda Maya will ask, go, milk the cow. But say, but I don't know, I'm only typing. So one sannyasi said, Baba learned to milk the cow. So gar mar, it makes the sound like that. And Kavi Karnapur gives this graphic image of Krishna, in Hindi we call Okdu, correct? Sitting like that. Of course, nowadays we are not habit, we sit like that, we fall behind. So he's having a golden kamori, a swarn bucket, and he's wearing kachni. You know, kachni is a half dhoti. Krishna likes to do it because he likes to show off his calves because it maddens the devotees. And he's wearing ankle bells, perspiring, and he's doing what? Little better. And this image is nice. And then the gopis are walking. And Krishna says, now see, this is just one range of pastime, right? But still that is deep, isn't it? Jiva Goswami says from morning to evening, that is, a night is Swarasiki. But this is happening in the evening when Krishna has returned. Gopis are going, and Krishna says, I am an expert milkman. Bring your cows too. Gopis say, Kaun duhave gaiya, to pe kaun duhave gaiya, kana to pe kaun duhave gaiya. Keep playing. Oh, kana, kaun duhayega gaiya? Who will give his cows to you? Why? Karo rang aru kari kamariya. Karo rang aru kari kamariya. Bidak jayegi gaiya. Bidak jayegi gaiya. You are black, your shawl is black, cow is black. It will be a big confusion. She will be scared. They don't want to give you our gaiya. And we are not sure where her mind is. Man kahu aur chit kahu aur. Man kahu aur chit kahu aur. Dhar paray al gaiya. Krishna is like that. He is dancing in Rasa Leela but thinking about us. That's good for us. Krishna Chakra Thakur, yes, next tomorrow we'll be discussing about, he raises a question. Let the question be raised tomorrow. But Krishna is doing many things. He's thinking about something, acting something. So Gopian, we are not sure. And the big problem is that we are not sure about the whole factory line. Why? आधो दूध जाय मटकी में, आधो दूध जाय मटकी में. Half milk is going into mudki. Where is the other half? और आधो घट कैया, आधो घट कैया. So, suni suni vyang vachan gopin ke, suni suni vyang vachan gopin ke, kana mulat kaiya, kana mulat kaiya, kana ki yah mulat. Now what they began with Kona Duhave, right? Now Kana is angry and they are pleased. So now they say, first it was who will, now it is who won't. Kona Duhave Gaiya. Kana Kona Duhave Gaiya. This is mantra mantropasnamay. The verses are mantropasnamay. Barha Pidam Natavara Vapur Karnayor Karnika Mantropasnamay. But then the eightfold pastimes, or if we read throughout Krishna book, we read from childhood till that is Swarasiki. With that model, everything gets united. No problem, isn't it? That's the unification which our acharyas give. In the 15th century, 16th century, what happened in Vrindavan, now it's continuing. There are different Rasopasana Sampradayas. And while seeing them, we can take the chutneys, but know that the main course is Rupa Raghunath kitchen. Because anyway, it's all the buffet, right? Maybe somebody can give kachori. Ko na duhave gaiya. Or somebody can give maybe some other item. Baithe Bihari Naav Mein, which we sang yesterday. But it is so heartwarming, right? We have no problem in that sense. We know where is our main shiksha coming from. While at the time we respect everybody. Koi problem nahi. We have no problem in non-duality, no problem with duality, no problem with Shuddha Dvait, no problem with Dvaita Dvait, no problem with Vishishta Dvait, because ours is Achintya Bheda Dvait. And that's the glory of Mahaprabhu. Ultimately, it is Mahaprabhu who is galvanizing everything. That's why we sing, and that's why you can dance. Nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar, hey, nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar, nachre amar mar. Goya Nitai Chaitanya Bole, 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 Nachre amar mar. Goya to nahi hai, goya to nahi hai, goya to nahi hai, goya to nahi hai. अनुराग तो हबे है, अनुराग तो हबे है, कृष्णा नाम में अनुराग तो हबे है, कृष्णा नाम में अनुराग तो हबे है, कृष्णा नाम में रुचि हबे गुची बे बता, कृष्णा नाम में रुचि हबे गुची बे बता, ताको मनाया से सफल हबे Thakur Pad ki
Jai.
Swami Pad ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanande And apologies for going a little bit ahead in time. We can take questions, reflections, or we can take prasadam and discuss it. Whatever. Is the offering done?
Yes.
Yes. Whatever is the prasad. Because it's done.
Yes, so we can get ready serving the prasadam, but
we can.
yeah, we can have some questions, comments, but I have two announcements to make. Number one, His Grace Harivamsa Prabhu ki.
Jai.
So Prabhuji has written a spiritual novel, short stories. They are right there where Sanatana Prabhu is holding. It's called Horizons. It's a very nice book, and especially for kids, it's good to read. Especially for the kids, our kids, it's very good to read. It's also a good book to give when we are doing bridge preaching. I have given that book out for the Wednesday group that we do. So please, I encourage devotees to please take copies. I have more copies I will bring tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And second announcement is His Grace Harivamsa Prabhu is inviting all of you home tomorrow up to 11:30 to take darshan of his Thakurji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji has a very unique Govardhan Shila gifted to him by Shripad Vaisheshika Maharaj, and that Shila is naturally half. Well, I will not tell you. We come and take darshan tomorrow. So please come. Prabhuji is inviting. Come and take darshan of his beautiful altar. So these two announcements: book and come for darshan tomorrow up to 11:30. Then Prabhuji has some other seva. So now we can have questions or reflections. Hare
We
Krishna.
can keep taking prasadam.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm between. Any thoughts, comments, reflections? Yes.
When you were saying that some devotees meditate on Nikunja Seva or something, should we meditate on any favorite service that's in spiritual world, or we should?
Yeah, this we'll discuss more about it. What is the meaning of? We talked about general meditation and something which we indicated today also. One is the rumination which we can do all day when we think about a pastime. We can do Leela Chintan. We may not have to imagine a whole lot about us, but as the devotee advances, they feel attracted towards a particular bhav. So in that general bhav, they can think about themselves. Okay, I'm a gopi or gopa, not a whole lot. This is what many acharyas in our Srila Prabhupada line are also telling. And especially Shivram Maharaj has written a book now for Awakening Spontaneous Devotional Service, in which he says that one doesn't have to participate because the qualification might not be there, but as he or she reads in Bhagavatam, he can meditate.
Not meditate about ourselves, but hankering for some service.
Oh, that is good. That is the mood of our acharya.
So basically, not thinking of myself as gopi or gopa, whatever, but what service we
Perfect. Yeah.
would like to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Hare Krishna mantra is actually a hankering call, isn't it? And it starts becoming specific. Something which we will be also discussing tomorrow, specific, and then what can be read also, because there is a discussion on adhikar also, what can be read, because unless we read, how can we meditate? So what to read and how. So this we'll discuss tomorrow. Thank you for thoughtful questions.
Yesterday you summarized very nicely. So I wanted to hear summarization one more time, but at least three things I think. No, one thing I missed it. You mentioned about hearing chanting and meditating. In the meditating, you mentioned about
Remembering.
remembering, and Manasik Seva and
Versus
Leela
Leela
Chintan.
Chintan.
Leela
So
Chintan.
in the beginning stages, Leela Chintan is ideal. Right?
But you mentioned that Manasik Seva
Is when we
Get
start
us-
serving in that meditation.
But my understanding was that suppose we are not able to do the arti, that will do meditation and do Manasik Seva. That's all my understanding.
Acha, yeah, Mansi Seva is a bit technical thing also. It is beyond just what we have skipped we do in the mind. Like, अरे भोग नहीं लगा है, mind में लगा दिया. Not like that. It is actually a whole detailed process of seva in the mind, just that Brahmana was doing, right? He was preparing a kheer and then put the only inside. Yeah, so it's a little bit more than that. It is active participation versus the passive observation of Leela Chintan. So things begin with Leela Chintan, but then anything is possible by Krishna mercy. I asked this to Bhanuswami Maharaj that anything is possible. Krishna can take you from this to, yeah. More we'll elaborate a bit more in the next. Is that for now it's okay? Okay, and then in your summarization we talked about the different sampradayas, rasa sampradayas, and how we look it in one canvas. Like a frame with an image or Swarasiki and Mantropasana. I know this is
Very beautiful.
yeah, I know it's technical, but the book is technical. Somehow we are trying to lighten it up with, with songs and things.
But it's good too because we have to have a broader vision to respect everyone.
Exactly.
It's not like that.
Just like Brahman, some people Brahmaikya both. We have no problem. I mean, everybody has different rujhan, right? We understand Yadadvaitam Brahmopanashadi Tadapyasya Tanubha Yatmantaryami. So, Asya Vibhavam, something like that is there. So, Antaryami worship, we have no problem. That's Krishna's Vaibhav. Brahman is Tadapyasya Tanubha. And षडैश्वर्य पूर्ण यह भगवान स्वयं वो यही है न चैतन्यात् कृष्णात् जगति परतत्त्वं परमिह. So kind of actually spiritual life gets sweeter when we are able to resolve things and have the uber, sorry to use that word, uber understanding, isn't it? Then we go and we are seeing or hearing Ram Krishna Hari Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, and you say, my Lord, the same Lord whom we chant Hare Krishna mantra is now appeased with Ram Krishna Hari. And internally we also know that Hari and Hara are not different. That's Hara only. So there's more appreciation. Does that help you, Prabhu? Yesterday also was a wonderful question. Thank you. Okay, we end. I am coming in the way. Jai Radhe, Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.